everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games, and welcome to this evening's stream. Ignore what I'm doing right now, I'm just finishing off a little bit of edge highlighting on this Minotaur's axe before we get into this evening's painting project, which is Tyrea Bronzelocks from Reaper Miniatures. So this is this Minotaur that I'm just tickling here is Bloodhoof, the Minotaur hero. Thank you very much. Hi Sharon, how you doing? Hi Pete. Excellent. Right, let's put Bloodhoof down. Crack on. So I'm going to start off with some suntan flesh, which is one of the old HB paints that they sadly don't make in this form anymore, but I think suntan flesh is one of the ones that's still available. I've not used this for a little while. I have given it a good shake up, but we're just going to give it a poke through with the pokey tool. All I can hear is music. You're very quiet. Hold up. Is that any better? Is that any better? Oh, sorry. Yeah. So we're going to start off with some suntan flesh, which is quite a dark flesh colour. I'm going to use that as the base. I'm going to take my Rosemary & Co. Series 33 brush here, add a little bit of water. There we go, Mrs MLG's turned down the music. Super, you can hear me much better, excellent. Right then, so she's got, hi Moxie, how you doing? So this young lady has got quite a lot of flesh on show. So we're going to start working on the flesh first.
Are you painting this one for any reason, my darling?
Yes, this is going to be my RCL. Let me just check my bit of paper. This is my RCL. Now she is going to be either my female model theme or player character miniature, depending on whether I get a chance to paint the other female figure that I've got lined up to paint. So either one of those two she will fit. The other one is the Bones Black Fire Shaman miniature that I've wanted to paint for a little while.
I've just finished my new release. Well, I think he's finished. I've never seen the film, so I don't know if he looks like he's supposed to look or not. But that's what he looks like now.
How is everybody getting a little bit of hobbying done, or had a relaxing evening after a hard day, or what have you been up to? I've had an excellent day. Mrs MLG and Little Miss have been to the shop to help make the sub boxes and get the decorations finished off for Halloween fun day, which has been awesome.
Pete's painting for the first time in ages. What are you painting, Pete? I am now going to see if I can find anything seasonal. I wonder what season I might like to paint in these that cover these 3 months. I don't think I've got anything seasonal for October.
No.
77006. Pete is painting.
Great worm.
Sharon's done 3 minis today, working on the 4th, so feeling productive. That's
awesome.
Very productive. No, it's not going to be a Santa, Pete. I definitely don't have one. Actually, I might have one of those, but it's not happening.
Oh, Mrs MLG has passed me her mini to show you all. No. He's there, look. He's there, look.
He's all over the place.
He's there.
Yes. Stand still. And don't forget you're behind, so you'll catch up in a minute.
Yeah, I know. There we are. Jake. Bronzelocks. Does look awesome, doesn't it, Pete? I completely agree.
He's a metal mini.
Yeah,
that one.
He's one of the metal Bronzelocks that Reaper have done for Halloween.
So he's going to be my new release for the RCR.
Excellent. He looks awesome. I love the way you've done his eyes.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, they're like really bright. It's cool.
Let me try and get you back in focus. There you go.
Nobody wants to see what I'm up to.
So I need something Halloweeny. What can I possibly have that's Halloweeny?
Don't know. Gulp.
Gulp? What's Gulp?
Gulp's the like fishman guy from the
Why is that
Bronzelocks.
Halloweeny? Oh, is it a fish Halloween?
Because he's a Halloween themed Bronzelocks, isn't he? Creature from the Black Lagoon. No? Okay. Awesome. So, busy week this week at MLG, getting everything ready for War Games show and Halloween fun day this week. Not like we haven't had ages to prepare for upcoming show season.
Yeah, but you can't prepare too early because you might just sell all the stuff you'd put on the rack.
Well, that's true.
And we definitely couldn't decorate like too early for Halloween. It's like, oh, we're just decorating for Halloween in February, just getting ready for the Halloween fun day. Don't mind us.
Yeah. So, it's going to be good. Action-packed weekend. Not to mention the fact that we collect our newest edition this week.
New member of the family.
Yeah.
I was just looking at these guys. What are these guys called?
Oh, just a sec. Just painting bum. These guys are some little demon things. I can't remember what they are. They're from Bones 5. Oh, that one's
they've got their anatomy
junk
out.
Yeah, that one. That one's got some junk.
He's very well endowed for his size.
He's like going, "Hey, look at me!"
Yeah, he is. Yeah, look at this. This moves around. His fellow demons have all got loincloths on, but he's lost his somewhere along the way.
There's hassle-free do some succubi and incubi that are definitely not safe for work. In a similar kind of vein. And this mini that I am painting, I wanted to paint for some time, and this is sculpted by the main sculptor for Hassle-Free Miniatures, a guy called Kev White, who is very talented.
Oh, I have got the familiars. Why is it RAC? Is it the car broken down?
I don't know.
Reaper.
I don't know. I thought it was they were ReaperCon or whatever.
Maybe. I've got them. Those familiars. They're Halloweeny. I've got the Dwarf Baker, the new Bones USA one, but that's for next month when it's feasting and stuff. I can't paint him yet.
I like the sausage maker guy.
Yeah, you've got the sausage maker. Sausage maker, and I've got the baker and you've got the sausage maker. He's just got a big knife though. He could be anything, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think he could be.
I think he's missing a finger.
A good assassin or something. Who's missing a finger?
Yeah, look at him. He looks like he's chopped his finger off by accident. You'll have to show him.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
You'll have to show him. Let me see. Looks like he's accidentally. Oopsie, there. That's one sausage short. I'll have to make it up myself.
Yeah, can't see now
Well,
because there's too much light.
Well, you moved it because you have a delay and you won't accept it. Go on then, pass it back.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Sharon says blood demons. That's what they're called.
Yeah. Not sure. I've got a pumpkin-headed bugbear. I've got the metal and the USA version of this dude. I don't like him. He looks weird. Just not easily pleased, am I? That's all there is to it. Pete says he's got his gold dragon to finish next.
Awesome. Gold dragon's cool.
I saw in the Discord that Tony says he's never painted a dragon.
Really?
Oh, and there's Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Never painted a dragon, Tony.
Lots of creatures and the like, but never specifically a dragon. I'm sure that's what you said, wasn't it, Tony? I might have read it wrong. That's a distinct possibility.
So, I'm just working my way around all the flesh that's on the show on this mini to try and colour it in. It's got a lot going on. And not a lot on. I didn't know.
Well, she's a barbarian. She is obviously going to fight naked because that's what they all do, isn't it?
Freeing.
It's just it's only the boys that need all that protection. The girls are like, nah, come on, I can hack you with my big sword. I don't need any protection. Pete also would like you to put a hat on.
Oh.
I bet you haven't got one, have you?
No.
I'll go and get it.
Thank you. Yeah. I was too excited to get into me painting this evening. Forgot to dig them out. Right then, so we've been all the way around her once, we're going to go around again. So I've got very, very thin paint this evening. Gonna give her another coat. Plenty of other gribbly things, but never a dragon, says Tony.
Are you ready?
I am, I need to do a stretch.
Oh, do you need a wig as well?
A wig as well.
Apparently.
Wow.
Because he knows I've got to go back over here.
Right, let's do a stretch before we get any further. And a posture check.
You probably have to duck down to show off your wig. Missile Truck has got a message for you.
Saw you were streaming, just popped on to say thanks for the kobolds you sent me the other day. That's quite alright, thank you very much. Nice to see you.
To see you.
Yeah. Cool. Kobolds, have you got them all painted?
I can't find anything to paint.
You've got loads of things.
I haven't got any minis.
You've got loads of minis.
I can't be part of that. I've got a sprue with 2 arms on it, but I don't know. I don't know what they belong to.
Have a look. Oh yeah, that's his.
That's his.
That's his.
But it doesn't. His feet don't fit on the base.
Well,
I don't believe you.
yeah, it is definitely his.
But his feet don't fit.
Promise you.
Do you know why his feet don't fit?
Why?
Because they go the other way around. Tony says I've got too many other projects on the go at the moment. I'll do a dragon when I can give it the time that it deserves. Even little Miss has painted 3 dragons.
Tony's
Miss Altrix has not painted them yet. They're in the queue. Oh, have you got a big queue? We always have a big queue, don't we?
Mm.
Even though currently I'm raking through a box trying to find something to paint, so maybe I can't talk. You've always got a big queue.
I have.
I might paint in there.
It's alright. Just heard Al in my head
Okay.
going, that's what she said.
Naughty. Right, that'll have to do then. That dude will do.
Who's that dude? Oh, the
Fucking dude.
Halloween night. Available in metal 01449.
It's either that dude or this girl. Ooh, decisions. Maybe we should ask chat that dude or this girl. Because I'll still be painting it tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. You put me. Let me put my 2 cardboard boxes of Shane back on the shelf in the cupboard because that's all I've got. Whereas you've got a shop and, and an office and 4 boxes over there and blah blah blah. So if
And all this stuff arrayed in front of me,
yeah,
just
and all
out
that
of
stuff
shot.
in front of you. So if you share these, and then if chat can tell me pumpkin dude or girl.
So let's
do you first.
Show me base coat off it. So here's our base coat. We're just gonna leave this to dry for a moment once finished. So this is a base coat of suntan flesh.
Got a boob out?
She's got 1 boob out. Yeah.
Does she not have enough metal for the other boob? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
She's got a very snooty face for somebody walking around with her boob hanging out.
Does she? I don't think she does.
It's quite pert though, I suppose.
Hmm.
Maybe she's allowed to be snooty. Where she goes, oh yeah, but look, you can't. A pencil won't hold under there.
Pencil?
That's what they used to do. Put a pencil to your boob to see if it's the saggy. If the pencil stays, then you saggy boobs.
Yeah.
So that
Cool.
guy.
So this guy, this is the pumpkin knight, Halloween knight. So he's got a coffin-shaped shield and a sword.
Yeah,
and
I've got his arm over it.
and a pumpkin head. And then this lady is All Hallows Eve. So she is a. It's hard to figure it out when there's a delay.
Hi, Wicked D. Just in time for talk of boobs. So we're trying to decide whether I am going to paint this lady or this guy. So I've got 2 shouts for pumpkin, 3 shouts for pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin
I think
guy.
it's probably pumpkin then.
Yeah, nobody wants to see you paint All Hallows Eve.
Why?
Who looks a bit like Sophie, actually,
She does
when you look
a
at her
little bit
face.
like Sophie, yeah. Okay. Lob them back then, and then you can carry on with your half-naked lady.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to show her off again now. Show Wicked D.
Okay. So this lady was in the sub box last month. She is Tyrea Bronzelocks.
I was just saying she looks a bit snooty. Because her pencil fell out from under her bow.
Okay. So while I'm waiting for that skin to dry a little.
And Mr MLG's got a hat and a wig on.
I'm going to go for... Earlier on, I was using a little bit of leather brown. So, mixed Green Stuff World leather brown and Vallejo leather brown to make a sort of mid brown, should we say. And then, so I'm going to use this just to paint her a belt pouch and stuff while I'm waiting for her skin to dry. I think I saw a post from Tony saying that he had a shopping list that he was going to bring with him tomorrow. Cool.
We don't mind shopping lists, do we?
No, definitely not.
I don't think you're downstairs. Are you downstairs tomorrow?
I might be. Depends when my delivery arrives. Anyway, yeah, you'll have to give me a get them to give me a shout when you come, Tony. I'll come and help you with everything. Cool. So, mixed up these two browns earlier on to make this kind of in-betweeny colour. Because the Vallejo brown is a very... leather brown is quite a reddy brown, I think. And the Green Stuff World brown, leather brown, is definitely more of a... Ooh. Excuse me.
Alright.
Yep. Cool.
You alright now?
I'm fine now, mate.
Is that your age?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You do look funny in that wig. Which you could totally take off by now and back on for 8 minutes.
Okay. I'll just do this bit and I'll take it out.
Go on, you were telling us about the brown.
Yeah, so I mixed these two browns together because the Green Stuff World leather brown is very much more of a kind of snakebite leather original Citadel brown. A lot lighter. So I've mixed them together to make an almost baby poo brown consistency that I'm going to use for the leather on her here. And this is actually leftover from the Minotaur. So I was just using it as a highlight colour on the leather on the Minotaur. But seeing as it's still fresh on the palette here, I'm going to just use it up.
Pete says, what scale are the Reaper minis?
So, they are counted as heroic 28mm minis, but as you'll see when you look at the rack in the shop, there is quite a variance. There you go, heroic 28mm, 32mm, Tony says. Yeah, there's quite a difference in some of the heights of some of the figures. So which one did you decide to go with?
Well, I didn't.
No, can I have your other one? Sorry. So, if I stand our Barbarian in front of... Yeah. There we go. Sorry. So you can see that the All Hallows Eve mini is almost a head taller than the Barbarian lady. Huge. How tall would a pyramid be? Says Pete. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. I'm not entirely sure what he means, to be fair. What colour? She's got tiny pants on. I think we should give her a tiny leather pants. I think that's.
Sorry, she's got any pants on at all?
No, she's got tiny pants on. Just, it's a bit wrong, innit?
What? What's the matter?
The paint's a bit wet. So now it's just like shaded her bum crack in like.
Oh dear. So Tony says, I think the DHL line are closer to 28 and the Warlord lot are closer to 32. Pete says, I mean for that scale because Google is failing me. We don't really know what you mean though. Are you trying to build a pyramid in the background and stand a mini in front of it? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You're building it out of individual bricks. You get some Green Stuff World's moulded brick maker and lots of little tiny bricks.
Yeah.
And it's just said yes, but I assume that is for pyramid in the background. Tony says they could be all over the shop now. I don't mind the variance as we're not all uniform in height. That's very true. I think that all Aloise would be tall because she's a mythical monstery person. Yeah, so basically Pete needs to know he's making some kind of scene and he wants a pyramid in the background. And if he's got Reaper minis, he wants to know roughly how big his pyramid would need to be.
Well, I guess the
We've been to the pyramids, but I don't think that's going to help you.
yeah. How far in the background do you want it to be, Pete? You just make it. If it's a fantasy setting, you can make it as big as you like. So we went to some of the really old pyramids, and they're really only about as big as a house. And then it's only when you go to the ones at Giza that they're absolutely massive.
And Tony just says 148 scale. Straight down the line.
Yep. Right then, so now I've mixed a little bit of Caucasian flesh with the suntan flesh to get an in-betweeny colour. And then I'm going to try and not make an absolute hash of painting all of this skin. I mean, I'm going to expertly paint. Oh, that's really bright. That's just what I was trying to avoid. That's really bright. I can't do that. Can't use that. Gonna have to have plenty more suntan flesh in there because I can't have that starker contrast. Right, let's try again.
Sharon says, I get so confused with scale, I always ignore that info. Give me millimetres and I'm fine. Oh, I'm absolutely appalling at all maths. When I was at school, long time ago, we had to do some weird maths. It may be because I had to resit my GCSEs so many times that they actually ran out of GCSE tests to give me. But we had to do this weird maths where you stood in the room with the maths teacher and had to guess how tall things were, which isn't as dodgy as it sounds. So, for example, how tall is the door frame and how far away are we from the door, and then tell him. And I've got absolutely no idea. He just laughed at me because I think really if the door frame would have been as big as I said, then we'd have all been crawling through it because it was nowhere near correct. I'm terrible with maths. Wicked D says, random question. Is that the Mighty Lancer logo on your dress? No, it's not. On your dressing gown there. I mean, cozy jumper. No, he's got his dressing gown on. He got very cold at the shop today. And so yeah. I said to him, are you going to stream in your dressing gown? And he went, yeah. Like it's a normal thing to do. But no, it's not. It could be though, couldn't it? Because they kind of are colours. But I don't actually know what the logo is. Whatever make it is, whatever Asda brand it's got on it. Moxie says 449.5 feet, which Tony says, okay, give me a second, I'll go halfway and work it out on a 30mm scale. There you go, Pete. Everyone's sorting it out for you. Trying to get you your right scale. But yeah, I suppose it does depend how far away it is in the background. But we did go to the pyramids a long time ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they were a bit rubbish, really. Because the pyramids themselves obviously a wonderful feat of engineering, but they've been completely spoilt by tourism.
Yeah.
And there are KFC next door and stuff now, and things like that.
Climb all the way to the inside of the top of the thing. So we paid extra, so you could go inside, and then you climb all the way up like a really steep wooden ladder inside the place, past all the people's graffiti and all the other stuff. And then you get to the top, there's an empty tomb, empty stone box and an air conditioning unit. and there's no all the like the wall dressings and everything have all been removed. They're all in the museum.
Which you have to pay extra to see.
Yeah. But we've been in. It was an experience. And you weren't allowed to take your cameras or anything.
No.
I don't know how they do it now. Now, like, camera phones are so prevalent.
Yeah. It was strange. You wanted to go. I didn't want to go because I'm grumpy. You wanted to go to see the architecture and everything, didn't you? You wanted to experience it, and it was a bit disappointing. And you weren't allowed to take your cameras inside, despite the fact that there is actually nothing inside because they've stripped them out completely.
That's why you're not allowed to take your cameras.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to get proof.
Not allowed to tell anybody. And we didn't really trust that our cameras would be safe with the people outside. So we just left some random old lady off our bus outside with all of the cameras hung around her neck. Didn't we? Because she wasn't bothered about going in. Which, thinking about it now, she could have very easily just been mugged. But she offered, and everybody just... It was a bit like when you've got a group of you and you want a selfie and a waiter or somebody says, oh, I'll take a picture, and then they end up with 10 mobile phones to take pictures on. And they kind of regret offering. A bit like that. Vicky D says, surprised they haven't put the KFC in the pyramid. They probably have now, to be fair. I mean, this was, 11, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
It's quite a while ago. Moxie says, Tony, it was 481 feet, but lost 31 feet from the top. And Pete says, I hate Facebook. It keeps closing Twitch, so I missed everything you said. What's Facebook got to do with Twitch?
Mm-hmm.
I'm even more confused now, Pete. But you know that Tony's working it out for you, basically, and Moxie's helping, and I'm just wittering. So you haven't really missed anything other than normal. Tony and Moxie being extremely helpful, and I'm just wittering. And that's what's happening there. And you're still painting half-naked people.
And I'm painting a half-naked lady.
So, did you consider all this flesh when you first started? Thinking, there's a lot of... Some people don't like painting flesh, do they?
No.
To get the colours right.
It's a personal challenge because I always avoid painting lots of flesh. Excuse me. So... I've been looking forward to and dreading painting this mini for a while.
And I must have said something I shouldn't have done again because Pete's just gone laugh out loud. Pardon? I don't know what I was said then. Could have been anything.
Yeah. So fun facts about pyramids. The reason it's shorter than it used to be is because all the locals nicked the stone to build their houses.
To be fair, they probably thought, well, we actually want to live in our house. This is just an empty block. Sharon says, I love flesh and hate armour. There you go.
Yeah.
I hate everything.
Yeah.
I'd rather paint a monster and then you don't have to worry about either of those things.
Yeah, I think I just need more practice.
That's true of everybody, isn't it? With everything, even the best. There's always something that you can improve on. Tony says, right then, Pete. I just added that bit in. Assuming that the pyramid is 449.5 feet tall, I worked on a 30mm scale to split the difference at 30mm scale. 449.5 pyramid would be 224.75 centimetres at a 30mm scale. There you go.
Right. What's that? 2¼ meters. Wow. Almost ceiling height. So you might want to make it a bit smaller, Pete.
Might want to make it a bit further away.
Yeah. Yeah. These ones are small.
Make it like one of them newfangled Christmas trees where they're hung upside down to save space.
Oh, yeah. I saw one of them.
What's that? Oh, I don't worry, it's just a pyramid hanging from the ceiling.
Saw one of those in a apartment block in Nottingham.
What are you doing in an apartment block in Nottingham?
No, the jury's inn that I was staying in was opposite.
Still didn't really answer the question there. Why were you in somebody's apartment in Nottingham?
No, I wasn't.
You staying in the jury's inn.
No. You could see it out the window.
Staring in people's windows while staying away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What you like? Yeah, they're a bit funny looking, aren't they? Like Christmas tree upside down. I've only seen one in a shop because I didn't go around staring in people's apartment windows. Yeah, Wicked D says you were peeping through the window. So you mixed the flesh colour and then decided it was too light. So what did you end up going with?
So yeah, I mixed the flesh colour, decided it was too light, and then I went back and mixed some more suntan flesh into it to darken it down and get it a little bit closer. And then I've used 2 gradual coats of it to get a slightly lighter colour. So I did one in my mixing. I don't know if you can see this little area here. So this side was darker and this side was lighter. So I first took it from the dark side and now we're going from the slightly lighter side. But the difference is very gradual, so I want to build it up a little bit. And I've just splashed it all over her axe handle, but that's fine. I mean, really, I don't think it needs to go much lighter even than it is. So we'll just have another little tinker with a slight lightening, and then the bit that I'm really not looking forward to, which is painting the kind of areola area. There's a free hydrate. Whoop. Been having fun with the grey paint, I see, says Wicked D. Yep, had a little bit of an accident earlier on. The paint wasn't coming out and I squeezed it a little hard. Even though I'd been using the pokey tool.
Talking about your wet palette, we need to say a congratulations to Goblin Squire, who had a little adventure and is our 3rd winner of our little game that we currently have running. So that's cool. Congratulations to him.
All right. Excellent.
And talking about mixing stuff, you are going to paint in the middle at some point, aren't you?
Yeah, there we go.
So I, as you all know, have only been painting since January, so I'm a very new painter. And I always thin my paints with just the water that I've got, basically because it's free and I'm quite tight. But the other day I asked Mr MLG about this medium-y stuff, this Lamy and medium stuff that he had in his drawer, that I'd heard talk of for thinning your paints, but had always just thought it's probably just a gimmick to sell stuff because, you know, water thins it down. But very happy to report that I was completely wrong, which happens all the time.
No.
And this stuff is awesome for thinning down your paints but keeping the consistency of the paint colour and making the paints really smooth. So if you're doing wet blending or anything like that, then I would recommend it as something that actually is good and not just a gimmick. So now I've stolen it and it's on my side of the desk. If I'm just painting, you know, a few layers or whatever, then I still just mix it with water to water my paints down. But if I want to get some nice smooth layers or do some wet blending or anything like that, then it is cool. You only need a couple of drops, and it does actually make a huge difference, which honestly I was very surprised at and didn't think that it would. Tony's gonna be right back. He's just doing meals on legs for Kathy. Thanks, Tony. And Pete says, why don't you all have a hydrate? I have water. I will hydrate with my water.
I'm going to hydrate with my beer.
Hope you're all hydrating along at home.
Excellent. Excellent. Went to the new Bond film last night. Quite enjoyed it. Didn't really have any kind of expectations apart from I'd seen the trailer where they have the scene where the machine guns come out the headlights of the car. So didn't know anything else that happened, and it was alright actually. Quite enjoyed it. Recommend it. Wasn't as long as some people had told me that it was really long. 2.5 hours. That's about standard for a movie these days, I think. Went to see it at our local cinema, which was pretty cool. No epic trailers beforehand, just straight into the film. Cool. Right.
So Moxie asked a question, which I know that Sharon's answered for you, Moxie, but just in case anybody watches this back on VOD or anything like that. So Moxie says, I was wondering that I brought some contrast medium that you shot the other day. So can you use the Lamian medium stuff with all paints or just the contrast paint? So I've only ever used it with the Reaper paints that I normally paint with, but I'm sure that you can fill us in a bit better on.
So Lamian medium is okay. So Lamian medium is an additive for regular paint, as I understand it. Now, you can also buy contrast medium. Now, again, as I understand it, the idea with this is because the contrast paints are a completely different consistency to standard paint. They're very much like a wash. That this stuff, you can see that it's a lot gloopier than the Lamian medium. The Lamian medium is very viscous, but the contrast medium is more of a sort of thin down PVA consistency, I would suggest, and is a little more opaque in the pot. Now, that if you're thinning down your contrast colours, contrast paints, to get a different tone with your contrast colours, then you need to use contrast medium rather than Lamian medium, because Lamian medium will turn them way too thin, and then you won't get like the kind of desired effect, unless that's what you're really after. So contrast paints, use contrast medium. Everything else, Lamian medium, or experiment with them. But yes, two separate products and two different finishes. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, I've only ever used this Lamian stuff because I don't use contrast paints. Because they're at his side.
Right then. So let's see if we can tackle a bit more boob. So what's I think we might just go with some of the. Oh, you've got sunburn flesh in the cupboard there, haven't you? That might be good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got tanned flesh.
Yeah, it's one of the yellow label ones.
Yep. No, that's dwarf.
I think it's more towards the right hand side.
Yeah, there you go.
So, oh, super. Thank you. So, yeah, not only have I got my dressing gown on, but I've also got my Batman t-shirt on because Batman's cool.
You should really have a Superman t-shirt on and then you just like put your dressing gown up and reveal your t-shirt.
Yeah, but
No, I'm just saying that's the pose, isn't it? It didn't really work for Batman.
Sharon says, I did not know that. I thin contrast with water or glaze medium and add contrast medium to standard paint to achieve the contrast paint effect. Oh, well. If that works as well, then cool. I've not tried it. So, yeah, awesome. I guess that's just a different function. I thought it was mainly used for thinning your paints.
Together.
Yeah. That's cool. We like that. So we're going to use a bit of sunburn flesh, seeing as she's out in the sun, literally. Going to use a little bit of sunburn flesh, and I've got way too much here considering how small an area we're going to paint with it. But let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess. Now the other figure, which I have in mind to paint, the female figure, fortunately, does not have naked boobs. So once I've done this, I shouldn't have to paint naked boobs for quite some time. Yeah, I think that's...
Of course, if naked boobs aren't your thing, we do have the Bad Squiddo range of miniatures, which are more appropriately dressed female minis for your gaming table.
Sensibly dressed female figures.
How a girl would actually go to battle.
Yeah.
No chainmail bikinis in sight.
Do you think that looks alright? It's not like...
Nobody can see it now.
Okay. So...
Stop. Just stop there.
Okay. Serious painting question. Does that skin look okay? What do you reckon? I'm quite nervous about getting her skin looking right. So just like to get everybody's opinion on what they think. Does that look okay? Does the nipple area look okay? Pete says it looks nude. And Sharon says now that she wants pizza. Okay.
I think the nipple looks fine.
Alright, excellent. Right, shall we press on, shall we? Right then, so what colour hair do you reckon barbarians have? Do you think she should be a redhead or...
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. Let's see if we can sort her tiny pants out again. So
Sharon's answered you properly. It looks good. Would add some targeted dark areas behind the knees and upper neck.
Ah, right, yeah, I see what you mean. So if I just do a tiny bit of that. Mix a little bit of sunburn flesh and the other colours that I used, and then we just put that in. That's maybe not even dark enough.
Tony says, looks good. If you wanted to go mad, you could take the highlights up a bit, but that's starting to get into the display level. And he agrees with Sharon. Ricky D says she would be much more sunburned if she was a redhead. She'd just be crispy. Nice white skin out in the sun.
Yeah, well, maybe best make her a bit darker then. Yeah, I was thinking like Red Sonja. Was she a redhead? Or am I just imagining things? I think it's it might even have had Schwarzenegger in it. It was like female Conan, basically. I don't know. Now I kind of think maybe she should have slightly finer highlights on her face. Don't know. Because then I'm going to have to do something with her lips, because her lips are like the same colour as the rest of her flesh now, and they would be a little bit darker, wouldn't they? She's not getting...
Okay, Charlotte.
She's not getting makeup. We'll do her au naturel. Right then, what colours have I got here that I could do her hair?
I mean, if she can't just find any clothes lying around, I doubt she's found some makeup lying around.
Yeah. Right then, so we're going to mix a colour for her hair. I'm going to use some burning orange. Reaper do a really good auburn hair paint triad, but I haven't got it. Because don't really go in for painting loads of figures, do we? Like characters. So haven't splurged on that one yet. So I'm going to mix some sunburn flesh, seeing as I've got it here, I'm going to mix some sunburn flesh with the blazing orange, and we're going to get a base coat which is going to be a slightly darker orange then, and then we're going to use that as the base coat for her hair. Possibly still a bit orange, but it's fine.
Would you been better off doing it like a brownie orange and then working your way up?
Well, I think I might have been, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for mahogany. We got mahogany? Mahogany.
There's a nice close-up on your elbow tattoo though, just
sorry.
for a laugh.
Sorry, everybody. Here we go. So let's go for something a little bit darker. We'll get some blackened brown, some Reaper blackened brown, 9137, and then we're just going to mix a little bit of that in, I think. See if we can get.
Tony says, I tend to use scrag brown as a base for redheads. It's perfect. And Moxie says, got to go. Thank you very much, Moxie. It's always awesome seeing you.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you know, knowing the boy, he probably won't finish on time anyway. But thank you, Moxie.
Cheers, guys.
So what have you decided now?
So I've mixed.
It's so tiny, you can't really see.
There we go. Mixed a little bit of Reaper black and brown into that orange, and we're going to use that as the base coat.
How's that looking?
Excellent. Yep. Liking that. Should be good. Up to a... I'll have to do a little bit of research into colouring, natural colouring, and see where we want to go next. But I think rather than it being to an orange, I think I want to do it into a red. Seeing as it's entirely fantasy, isn't it?
Do it like your red wig.
Yeah, that's the kind of red I was thinking.
Yeah, Pete. You're being tangoed.
You don't see adverts for that anymore, do you?
Yeah, they started making adverts for Tango again, but they weren't like they used to be. I did see one not so long ago, and I thought, oh, is Tango still a thing?
Hmm.
Well, don't go to the shop, do I? So don't know what they sell anymore.
I remember when they used to have the advert where like you got slapped round the side of the face. They used to have to, or they did start reading out announcements in assembly at school, telling people not to do it to each other because they were just going and cracking each other around the head.
You had to be told not to smack each other around the head.
Yeah. You know when you've been tangoed. Yeah, kind of do, because someone's just clouted me in the face.
Was the belly's gonna get you? Was that Tango? Or was that something else?
No, that was something else, wasn't it?
I can't remember
I can't remember what advert it was.
Belly's gonna get you. Oh, Wiki D had the same talks. Reebok. Belly's gonna get you as Reebok.
Was it?
Was it? Was that because you should get fit? Was that the point in that? Obviously, it didn't work because I couldn't remember what the advert was for. Tony says you could go with a beautiful red brown and go with a chestnut red brown overall hair colour. I think he's just blagging it, to be fair, Tony. It looks brown to me.
It is just brown at the moment, yeah. Just a base to work from.
I don't know any adverts that are currently on the television, because we tend to fast forward past them, that you remember. Right, you kind of remember Accrington Stanley, who were they? And Billy's Gonna Get You and all that, but I don't know any now. Don't know, I couldn't tell you any catchphrases from anything. But like you say, because we don't really have time to watch telly, we record a lot of stuff, and then by the time we do get to watch it, we just fast forward past all the adverts, don't we?
Yeah. Totally.
Tony says, I was long out of school when the Tango Slappy Face ads came out. Well, I must have been in school because me and Mr MLG are roughly the same age. I'm ever so slightly older. But I can't remember having a talk about not cracking my fellow classmates round the face. Obviously, I was far more sensible than you lot.
Mm-hmm.
We went to different schools.
Nearly dropped her then, that wouldn't be
Tony's
good.
favourite was the Guinness adverts with that dance. I don't remember that one. There was loads of Guinness adverts there. They were really good, weren't they? You won loads of awards and things with Guinness adverts. I don't know what that dance is though. Do you know what that dance is?
I don't, I'm afraid.
Probably would if we saw it, maybe. I can't think. There was always the PG tip monkeys and the smash robots and stuff.
Smash robots. Yeah, the actual PG tip monkeys before we got the Johnny Vegas adverts, they were better.
Yeah, but they were.
Mr Shifter and stuff.
But the problem with them was they were actual monkeys.
Yeah. Sorry, I was concentrating on painting tiny little things. So, I'm just going to try and darken her lips a little. And see how that looks. Ah, she looks like the Joker now. Actually, she don't look too bad, I don't think. She looks quite pale, actually.
We don't know, we can't see.
Yeah, I know, it's quite hard because. No, you can't really, can you? It's quite happy with her so far. Quite happy with her so far. So she needs. I need to paint some of her clothes.
She's wearing clothes. Where is she wearing clothes?
She's got this. She's got this loinclothy thing on, and I need to paint her axe, and I need to paint.
Axe in clothes.
I need to paint her armour.
Has she got anything around the back? Or is it just bottom?
She's got this tiny little bit of cloth here.
Just tip her head forward. Ah, see, what's that doing? What's that bit of cloth that was just too short to cover her bum? It's just covering that lower back. She maybe has like a tattoo there that she didn't want no one to see.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for that whatever that is.
That's it, yeah. She looks cool, doesn't she?
She looks cold. I don't know about cool.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the black paint, and I'm going to do the stuff black, and then we'll call it a night.
What's the stuff? What's stuff?
So Tony says that if I add a tiny drop of dark red to my original flesh tone, that tends to be good for lips. So let's do that while the paint's still damp. We'll get a tiny little spot of dragon red, and then we'll mix that in with some flesh colour. And then the stuff that I'm going to paint black is her armour and things, and the blade on her axe. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you're right, Tony. That could be a great lip colour. That just natural looking lip colour. Perfect. Mixed a tiny little bit of dragon red into my suntan flesh Caucasian flesh mix. Just for her lips, yeah. Super. Right, and then we're going to get some black. So we're going to get some Reaper Pure Black. And I'm just going to use that to base coat all the bits that are going to be metal. Right, and I'm going to be really gentle and try and not get any of it on the skin that I've just spent all the last hour painting. So the head of her axe actually joins all the way around the wood there. And then seems to run all the way down to her foot. She's got this huge axe for such a slightly built lady. But then again, she is a barbarian. She's got super strength. Could be a magical axe that's really light to actually wield. Like in all those anime things where they all have swords bigger than they are. Oh no. Now I've just realised that there's this little patch there that's supposed to be skin in between her like belt and the bit that's dangling down to her sword. Just realised that's supposed to be flesh.
More flesh?
Yeah, and I've missed it all out.
Who'd have thought it?
So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to paint the armour sections in gold. I reckon barbarians like to spend all their money on ornate equipment.
Do you obviously need some more money then? That's extremely blurry, isn't it? Let's try and fix that so people can see what you're doing.
No, sorry.
Tony says, that tiny drop of dark red mixed with your flesh tone is a nice trick. It's different for different ethnicities, but for Caucasian, that's a good one to work with.
Excellent. I shall remember that. Thank you. So, for anybody that may not have seen, last week when I was painting the Griffin, I said on stream, wouldn't it be good if Games Workshop did a painting handle that used this new thinner body but accepted larger miniatures. And then now we discovered last night in the new release message from Games Workshop that is indeed what they are doing. Almost like they heard me and rushed production through to get this this new painting handle ready in time.
It says, have a drink. I drink.
Thank you, Pete. So, just taking my time on these armour pieces because I don't want to get black on the skin. How's yours going, Mrs.?
Yeah.
So tomorrow evening I'm going to be painting a bit more of this young lady and also working on my genie. Showed off.
He says you've got to put this on.
Okay. Hi, Crazy Fish. Tony's painting up a group with 4 different ethnicities. Wowzers. And what are they for, Tony? Is that one of the mythos things? Perhaps. Ugh. Well, I nearly got black paint on her flesh. Would have been a disaster.
So why are you doing it black?
Because at the moment it is grey primer, and I want to do it in gold, and gold goes much better over black than it does over light grey.
That's alright, Crazy Fish. Missing marbles, don't worry about it. We've been playing the couple of boost ones and stuff like that. Just a bit of fun, isn't it? Tony says it's the Lost World Exodus group, still from War Cradle.
Ah, cool. That was my second guess.
Don't forget there won't be a stream on Sunday because he's not here.
Yeah, gallivanting off again.
If you want to see him in person, you could go to Leeds Alamarian Fiasco show and say hello.
Yeah, we will be there selling incredibly reasonably priced war games products to the public.
Christmas says, yes, it's oddly addictive. I get far too invested. Oh, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. We had a race on Thursday when nobody finished at all. That was...
Wowzers.
Yeah, everyone fell off or whatever, and yeah, that was strange. That was strange.
How does that work then? Does it still determine a winner based on who got the furthest?
Nope, nobody won. You're all rubbish. Pete says it's fixed. It's not. Yeah, nobody won. There was the last marble standing, and we were like, come on! Oh no! 2. That's the end of that then.
So I have got a little bit of paint on her skin. Because I'm clumsy. That's how. So we're just going to have a little couple of touch-ups, I think.
Tony is dog sitting, the dragon pig dog hybrid, crashing at my house this weekend. So the reason for the dragon pig dog comment is we were using the voice channels on the Discord, and we were chatting to each other and talking about painting and stuff, and I said, can anybody else hear like a really weird grumbling odd noise at their end, or is it my microphone? And Sharon was like, oh, I can hear it too. And it turned out to be Tony's dog blissfully snoring away. It sounded like a baby dragon had joined the chat. It was funny. So we've decided now that it's not a dog. It must be a baby dragon.
I see. Check you out, voice channel talkingness.
I just wanted to, because it's always been there, and I said, you know, this thing's here if anybody wants to use it. So we were just testing it, see what we had to do, and it worked perfectly well for absolutely everybody, apart from me, of course, because I don't understand computers and hadn't got my settings so that you could actually hear anybody. People could hear me, but I couldn't hear anyone. So it was me just complaining about the fact that I couldn't get it to work, and Wikidoo was laughing at me because they could hear me, but I couldn't hear them. I knew they could hear me, so I wasn't being, overly rude or anything, but it was just very annoying, and I just needed to click a button, and then it was like, oh, there's everybody. But I'm not very good with technology, am I, so...
Yeah.
No, I'm really, really not. Really not.
Yeah.
You alright over there?
Yep.
Was that you headbutting the camera?
It was.
Is that because I'm giving you a hat with a slightly higher than normal?
It's your fault.
So it's
massive.
20 past 9 and you're supposed to finish at 9. I'm not saying that, I'm just wondering what your plan is, madame.
My plan is, so I've just finished doing this black around, so we're going to end the stream there for this evening, and then we'll be back tomorrow. And I will carry on painting this lady in conjunction with my genie tomorrow night, where we stream for an hour before Goblin Squire. So tomorrow night I will be painting both of these minis. So my genie is progressing well. He's almost done, liking how he's coming along. And also completely different from the bright colours of the genie is little Tyrea Bronzelocks here. Quite enjoying painting her. Got a little bit of touch up to do on the back of her arm where I've touched that, and also that bit that I've missed in there near her bum because I don't know, just didn't see that bit at all. So thank you everybody. Hopefully we might see some of you, if not all of you, and more people tomorrow evening. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, I'm liking how he's turning out actually, with his funky blue sword. Cool. So yeah, join us tomorrow night where Mrs MLG will be painting as well. And yeah, see you soon. Bye everyone.